Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today we will continue with the Tempest Act 3 Scene 1. We have already completed the first two parts of the scene. Now we have arrived at the final part of the scene and let us start reading. We had stopped at this particular line where Ferdinand admits that the moment he saw Miranda, his heart had flown at her service, and for her he has remained this patient log carrier, log bearer. And this is the way how he expresses his adoration, love and admiration for Miranda. Miranda again is someone, her character comes out clearly in this particular scene where she is extremely straightforward, where she directly asks questions that concerns her well-being, and she is not scared to confront Ferdinand and ask him about his intentions towards her. So Miranda, even after hearing these lines from Ferdinand, that he is a patient log bearer for her, she asks him the direct question. She asks him, "Do you love me?" So she is not aware again of the conventions of courtship, so she presents a direct question. Ferdinand, who is completely steeped in convention and likes to follow all sorts of convention of courtship, answers her by alluding or referring to the heaven and earth. He says, "O heaven, O earth, bear witness to this sound, and crown what I profess with kind event, if I speak true." So he says, may heaven and earth bear witness to this sound, what I am saying, what I am about to say, and reward it and profess with kind event, that is, what I profess, what I express with kind event means with fortunate result if I speak true. If I am truthful, he requests the heaven and earth to witness what he is going to say, and if he is truthful, let whatever he says be rewarded with a fortunate, happy reward, with a happy result. If hollowly means if I am speaking falsely, if my intentions are not honest and sincere, then invert means then turn. What best is boded me to mischief. What best means whatever best is promised to me, let it all turn to mischief means let it all turn to misfortune if I am not speaking the truth. So he says that if he is not truthful, then let the gods of let whatever good fortune he was promised, let it all turn into bad if he is not sincere. I, beyond all limit of what else in the world, do love, prize, honor you. He says that beyond all limits present in the world, beyond all those limits, I love, I prize, I treasure you, and I honor you. So this is Ferdinand's answer. And Miranda, she says, I am a fool to weep at what I am glad of. And she is so overjoyed with with Ferdinand's words that she weeps, she sheds tears of joy. Prospero aside. Prospero is also overwhelmed when he hears these words, and he calls it a fair encounter. That is a beautiful meeting of two most rare affections, and it is a beautiful meeting between two most rare love, something that is extraordinary. Whatever blossomed between Ferdinand and Miranda, it is extraordinary, it is rare. Heavens rain grace on that which breathes between them. And this shows that Prospero is genuinely happy about this union, and he prays to the heaven and says, may heaven shower blessings on that which is growing between these two young people. Ferdinand, wherefore weep you? And Ferdinand asks her, why are you weeping? Has this made you sad? Why are you weeping? Miranda, she says, at mine unworthiness. Miranda considers herself unworthy of such affection. She says that I am unworthy, that dare not offer, because I dare not offer what I desire to give. So she is not being able to, she does not dare to offer the kind of love that she desires to give, and much less take what I shall die to want. So you can see that the language here becomes extremely convoluted because it shows her emotions. She is in such an emotional state that she is unable to express herself in clear words. So she says that she does not dare to offer her love, the amount of love she desires to give. She desires to give it so much, nor can she receive from Ferdinand not can she receive from Ferdinand what he wishes to give her. She is unable to receive Ferdinand's love, and in such a confusion, in such a state, she feels that if she is unable to give her love, which she dares not, she will perhaps die. If she fails to give him the amount of love that she wishes to give her, but she is unable to give, and there is a contradiction in her mind. There is desire in her that she wishes to give, and she wishes to pour all her love to Ferdinand, but she cannot, she is unable to give it, and since she is unable to give it, it makes her feel that perhaps she will die because she is failing to give the amount of love that she wishes to give Ferdinand. But this is trifling, she says, but this is insignificant. This is not something that is very important. Whatever I feel is not something important. And all the more it seeks to hide itself, the bigger bulk it shows. So, she says that Miranda desires, she says that the more she tries to hide her love for Ferdinand, the greater it goes. The bigger bulk it shows means the greater it shows, the greater amount of love she feels for him. Hence bashful cunning and prompt me plain and holy innocence. And she says that she is so overwhelmed with desire, with love, with all sorts of contradictory feelings in her heart, that she says that let bashful cunning, let there be no cunning display of bashfulness. Bashful means someone who is shy. She should not act shy and try to lure Ferdinand into something that is dishonorable. And she says that let not this cunning display of bashfulness prompt me. Let it not guide me, but let plain and holy innocence show me the right way. So she prays the holy innocence, the plain and holy innocence to guide her. And again we see that how she is not aware of conventions of courtships. She asks, I am your wife if you will marry me. So she says that I will become your wife if you wish to marry me. If not, I will die your maid. Die your maid is I will die your servant, or it is also a reference to the fact that she will remain unmarried. To be your fellow, you may deny me. So she says that to be your fellow, to be your wife, you may not accept me as your wife, but I will be your servant whether you will or no. But she says that, but I will be your servant, I will offer all my sincere love to you, whether you want it or no. Whether you want it or not, I will offer my sincere love to you. You may refuse to marry me, but I will always offer my sincere love to you. Ferdinand, my mistress dearest, and I thus humble ever. So he says, my mistress dearest, I will remain forever humble if you choose to be my wife. So Ferdinand says that I will be humble to have such a wife. I will remain forever humble to have such a companion. Miranda says, my husband then, I with a heart as willing as bondage ever of freedom. Here's my hand. So Ferdinand says, yes, my heart is as willing as that of the slave who is to exchange his bondage for freedom. As bondage ever for freedom means my heart is as willing, as eager. It is as eager as that of a slave who is willing to exchange his bondage for freedom. Here's my hand, and he puts his hand forward. Miranda, and mine with my heart in it. And she says, take my hand as well, and I have my heart in it, and I present it to you. And now farewell till half an hour hence. So they confirm that this engagement is sealed now. They have both agreed to be with one another. Ferdinand has accepted her as his wife, and so she says, now farewell then till half an hour hence. I will not be able to meet you again for half an hour more. And she confirms her heart belongs to Ferdinand. 1,000,000, Ferdinand says 1,000,000, it's a reference to 1,000,000 sighs. He is finding it difficult to stay away from her, and he's letting out a deep breath, a sigh, because he feels so sad to be away from his beloved. And after this, they both leave the stage. Exeunt Miranda and Ferdinand, they both leave the stage. Now we see Prospero. He takes the center stage, and I believe all of you remember that he was present all through the scene. He was listening to the conversation between Ferdinand and Miranda. He was there. He is overjoyed to find that they are they are extremely in love, and he was overjoyed to find that the love that blossomed between them, it is something that is rare. So he says, so glad of this as they I cannot be. So he says, I am very glad, but I cannot be as glad as these two young people are, who are surprised with all, and they are surprised by it all. It is surprising how in a short span of time they have loved each other so dearly. But my rejoicing at nothing can be more. So he says, but I cannot rejoice, I cannot nothing at, but my rejoicing at nothing can be more. So he says, but I will rejoice nothing at which I rejoice more. But by rejoicing at nothing can be more means I will never rejoice more, or I would not have felt so glad about anything other than this. This is something that gives me immense joy, and I cannot be more happy about this union. I will to my book, for yet ere supper time must I perform much business appertaining. So he says, I will now return to my book, because for yet ere means before supper time must I perform. There has to be other things that he needs to look at. He should give his attention to other important business. Much business appertaining means concerned. There are a lot of business that is important, and he should be concerned about those business now. He should now go back to his book, because he has much more to do before supper time arrives. This is a hint that there is much that needs to be done. So I believe that this entire portion is clear to you all. If you have any further questions, please write it down in the comment section. If you like my work, please like, comment and share this particular video. I will again meet you all in the next video. Thank you for watching.